Hi Brollies, Marvin here from TechBroll.com, where we do unboxings, reviews, and sexy B-rolls. And today we're taking a look at the latest chassis from Deepcool, and I'm pretty excited about this. We're talking about the new Deepcool CL500 mid-tower case, a feature-packed mid-tower case that is focused on airflow and ease of use. Now, the reason why I'm excited about this is that I've been waiting for Deepcool to release more airflow-focused chassis, and now we finally have one. In this video, we'll focus on the unboxing, design, and features of the Deepcool CL500. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, so right here we have the simple packaging for the Deepcool CL500. It is pretty straightforward with just a standard brown box and some branding around the box, and right here we have the key specifications of the Deepcool CL500. I also popped the complete specifications on the screen so that you can check it out. Now, let's see what comes in the package. I'm not gonna lie guys, in my opinion, most of Deepcool's chassis right now features closed front panel throughout most of their lineup, except maybe for the Matrix Mesh chassis and a couple of other series. So this is definitely a breath of fresh air, especially for a tropical country like the Philippines. And like I said earlier, I am pretty excited about this, and so should you. Because not only it focuses on airflow, but it also has some cool and useful features such as magnetic side panels, removable top cover, adjustable GPU stand, and a built-in fan hub, all of which I'll show you one by one later. Now, as you can see right off the gate, the Deepcool CL500 looks really nice and modern, and it has this sort of stealthy gunmetal vibe going on. Okay, so right here on top of the side panel, we have a subtle Deepcool logo, and the side panel is made of thick tempered glass with a black border, and like I said earlier, the side panel is magnetic and is super convenient as you can see here. The magnets are actually quite strong and speak volume when it comes to build quality. I think this is one of the features that make this chassis stand out from the rest of its similarly priced competitors and makes PC building and maintenance easier. Now, after removing the side panel reveals the interior, which features a black colorway with a bunch of nifty features starting with the power supply shroud with a nice chamfer design and with a few cable management holes. Now we also have a rubber padding here to protect the side panel, which is really nice. We also have a free pre-installed 120mm fan and adjustable graphics card support, which is really cool. You can actually swivel it or adjust the height. Aside from that, we also have some pre-installed rubber grommets, which are always appreciated, some cable management points, and a massive motherboard cutout for maximum compatibility with different coolers and what have you. Overall, the build quality for the interior seems pretty solid and not your typical budget thin metal. Now moving in front, we have this modern look with a sleek gray shroud on both sides and a grill type design for the front mesh filter. Now it still has that closed front panel vibe Deepcool has been known for, but at the same time undeniably different, and I am personally a fan of this design. Build quality is equally good too, made mostly out of hard plastic. Now removing it is also quite straightforward, you just have to pull it gently but with enough force from the bottom like so. Okay, so removing the front panel cover reveals the clean fan mounting points without any cables from the top I/O to mess around. The front panel can support both a 360mm AIO or a 280mm AIO. Alternatively, of course, you can install 3-case fans here. It is also greatly adjustable with wide mounting point options, and it also has a couple of cable management holes. Build quality of the internal metal, like I said earlier, is not your typical thin metal found on most budget chassis. Now, the front panel cover also features a mesh dust filter, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem easily detachable compared to, let's say, a magnetic one. But still, it's nice to have a mesh filter nonetheless. Now, moving on to the back side, like the other side tempered glass side panel, the back panel is also magnetically attached and is super easy to open and remove, and like I said earlier, the magnets are quite snappy and strong. Now, I hope more brands could implement this type of design as I don't see any significant negative impact of this in terms of cost and performance, but it provides ease of use and seamless design. Okay, so removing the back panel reveals the backside internals, and right off the cage, as you can see, cable management should be a piece of cake on this with an already pre-managed front panel I/O cables with a couple of Velcro straps. We can also see here the adjustable GPU support, a ton of cable tie mounting option, a couple of 2.5-inch drive mounting options, and we also have a built-in fan hub which is super convenient and safe compared to getting an aftermarket non-branded fan controller. At the bottom, we have the drive cage that supports a couple of 3.5-inch drives, but unfortunately, it's not toolless, so you have to bust out your Phillips screwdriver for this one. We also have an ample amount of space for the power supply and a small cable management space right here. Inside the box, by the way, we also have this accessory plastic that has all the necessary screws, brackets, zip ties, and user manual. Overall, in terms of the backside, it is pretty clean with enough storage mounting points and cable management features, and a substantial amount of space for cable management as well at around 2 cm to work with. Now, flipping the case to the back, we have our power supply mounting cavity here. We have 7 PCIe slots with this nice mesh design, the PCIe cover, the I/O cutout, and the adjustable 120mm fan mounting point that supports both a 120mm fan and a 120mm radiator. Now, here at the top side, we have what I think is one of the most awesome features of the Deepcool CL500. But before that, let's talk about the I/O first. So, we have a small power button, a couple of USB 3.0 ports, an audio combo jack, a small reset button, and a USB 3.1 Type-C port. Now, this I/O is already above what others can offer, but there's one more unique feature this top side has up its sleeve, and that is the satisfying quick release top mesh panel. It features a hook, a sort of spring, and a locking mechanism that altogether allows us to easily snap the top cover off. Now, as awesome as it is convenience-wise, it is not perfect. I feel like they could have done the top panel design similar to the front side, wherein it's completely free for airflow, unlike this that you only have the airflow where the fans or AIO will be mounted. Also, like the front panel cover, the mesh dust filter here is also non-detachable or at least easy to remove. Nevertheless, an air compressor should get the job done easy, and all in all, I still appreciate that we have a top mesh airflow with a very convenient snap in and out design. Now, lastly at the bottom, we have the adjustment for the drive cage, a removable dust filter for the power supply, 4 rubber feet to keep this thing in place, and a small intake vent here on the front side. So to conclude my unboxing and first impressions of the Deepcool CL500, I strongly believe that this new chassis from Deepcool breaks their norm when it comes to airflow design with a liberated front and top panel and a ton of features that is non-existent from most of their similarly priced competitors. For starters, it has 2 USB 3.0 ports with a modern USB 3.1 Type-C port and also has an integrated fan hub and built-in GPU support. Aside from that, cable management should be a piece of cake on this chassis as well, with substantial space at the back, enough zip tie mounting points, and pre-managed front panel I/O cables. And lastly, this is one of the best chassis I've tried in terms of robust build quality with thick metals and hard plastic materials. And there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Deepcool for sending this in. You can get this once available on the link below. I'm also planning to make a PC build around this chassis with a Deepcool MF120 GT case fans, and I'll probably use the ASRock P550 Taichi motherboard on this. I'm just waiting for the AMD Ryzen 5 3600 that I ordered from Amazon. So make sure to subscribe so you won't miss the build video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day guys. You're awesome.